Hello, class, and welcome to our review of Rules of Thumb, writing the research paper. Essentially, the reading focuses on citing your sources correctly, both in text and in the works cited page. The main ideas the reading presents are: one, making sure your facts and quotes are accurate. Two, making sure you're leading into your quotations smoothly so the reader won't be confused about the person you're quoting or the context, right? So make sure that your quotes are accurate, you're setting them up, you're commenting on them. You're three, putting citations after each of your quotes. And four, creating works cited entries for each of your secondary sources that you're quoting from in text. So what I'd like to do is reference the Purdue OWL Writing Lab and review the basics of setting up the quotes and citing them, commenting on them, and creating the works cited entry as well, right? So when you have the author's name, right, you can put the author's name in the page or paragraph number at the end of the sentence, or if you mention the author's name in the sentence, you just would then put the page or the paragraph number. If you do not have an author, cite by the title of the document in quotes with the page or the paragraph number. So in text-wise, make sure you're setting your quotes up, make sure you're citing them, and make sure your quotes are accurate. And again, to review, you can either integrate the quote into your sentence, right? Or as you noticed on our body paragraph directions, you can set it up with a signal phrase and a comma, or a complete sentence and a colon. So make sure that your quotes are set up, cited, and make sure that you're commenting on them. As we've said, you should have at least as many sentences of your analysis and evaluation and response to the quote as sentences that you quote. So if you have a 2-sentence quote, you should have at least 2 sentences of your own analysis and evaluation. As far as the works cited entries are concerned, there's some basic rules as the book has shared with us. I just want to review them. Label the page works cited. You do not italicize. You capitalize the W, capitalize the C, right? Center it. Double space all the citations. Indent every line after the first. It's hanging indent, right? And put them in alphabetical order. Make sure the titles are put in quotes of documents, and the titles of your sources are either underlined or put in italics, right? So capitalize each word in the title. And if it's a book or a website or a database, put it in italics, right? If it's the document title, put it in quotes. So they have lots of rules here that are helpful, lots of ideas that are very similar to the works cited guidelines in Everything's an Argument with Readings. Let's just briefly go over electronic sources here as well, and I will put the links to the Purdue page just in case you want to visit this again. It's a very, very helpful website, and it's very similar to the ideas in our textbook as well. Here's the information needed for electronic sources, right? If you're citing a website, right? But mainly you'll be citing a document or a page from a website. I think this is pretty much the one that it applies to most of us. Keep in mind, if you get your sources from the library database, they do the citation for you, right? And up here, you'll notice, right, they have the format for a document from a database. You would put all this stuff, but as you can see at the bottom of your documents from the library database, you could just copy and paste the citations. If you're citing a page from a website or a document from a website, just as you did for Vegetarian is the New Prius, and Kathy Freston's My Story, and HuffPost's About Us page, right? You will author, title of page, website, and date information. So the publication information. So hopefully this has been helpful. I will post a copy of my sample works cited from SA1 after this video so that you can see how I did the documents from a website. So let me know if you have any questions. Remember, MLA format is very important. It's part of you achieving your student learning outcomes and your course learning outcomes, right? When you're analyzing and evaluating and then synthesizing your, right, your reflections, your responses with that analysis and evaluation. And when you're bringing those secondary sources in and documenting and citing them correctly, both in text and on the works cited page, you are fulfilling your learning outcomes. So I hope this video was helpful. And as always, let me know if you have any questions so that you can write with confidence.